I started paying attention to his matches, but no, I haven't really changed the strategy of the training at all for a while.
Yeah, you're popular. Well, it's actually, I think it's called a Todd roll. You've actually developed that quite well.
Works a lot better than the COVID vaccines, that's for sure.
It's good.
Олеже, Роберт запитав, ну, Тодд тепер в тебе. Чи як ти спеціально придержишся спеціального плану підготовки до Тода, чи ні?
Ну так, я готуюся спеціально під Тода, але буду старатись нав'язувати свої сильні сторони. Я диктувати умови поєдинку, а не відштовхувати від його.
Yes, his training program based accordingly to Todd Hutchings, but he will still try to initiate to force the match into his way, into Oleg's powerful points.
Oleg, how do you beat Todd? What like your strengths? I know arm wrestling math is a weird thing. He lost to Dadikian, you beat Dadikian. You take something from that match, or you have your own game plan that you think is going to win? What's up?
Олеже, дивись, як ти виграєш у Тода? Та, армрестлинг – це дивний вид спорту з точки зору того, що він програв Дадикяну, ти в нього виграв. Як ти щось вивчив з минулого матчу? Щось прийняв для себе?
Минулого матчу чийого?
With Dadikian, yep? From match with Dadikian.
Example, как, да.
З матчу з Дадикяном.
Ну так, я бачив, як Дадікян боров Тода Хатчинса. Я ж кажу, в мене є своя стратегія, я буду притримуватися своїх сильних сторін і старатись нав'язати їх. Є, звичайно, там план Б, різні варіанти. Звичайно, я передивлявся, як він із Онгабаєвим боровся, з Дадікяном, з Іраклі 2 рази. Я був присутній в залі на цих матчах всіх. Я, в принципі, розумію, що мене очікує. І я думаю, що я готовий до цього.
Actually, he saw how Todd played with Dadikian, how Dadikian beat him, how Todd played with Ongarbayev, but he still will try to focus on his way of preparing. He still have plan B, but still, as I said earlier, I'm gonna keep to my plan and try to force him, try to put the match into my powerful points.
Todd, your recent loss has been outside your weight class by 2 weight classes, has been Dave Chafee. How powerful do you think is Oleg Petrenko, or you're not, like, because everyone, even I think he's very strong. How strong, we kind of still don't know. Where do you rank? Do you take that match as Dave? Because I see a lot of similarities from power-based arm wrestler like Oleg and Dave.
I think Oleg's probably closer to Dave than maybe anybody else in that class. I mean, I don't know if Dadikin in that class, but if Oleg is in the 115 class, I think he immediately becomes the #1 contender in that class for a match with Dave.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do then? Do you take something from match with Dave and you take that as a blueprint where to improve?
Yeah, I watched my matches with Dave, which I lost, and I watched Oleg's matches with Dadikin. The most interesting thing about the Oleg and the the Petrenko Dadikin match was very impressive to me. I liked that when I first saw it, but Dadikin is actually doing a lot better outside the straps. If you just compare the starts where they're outside the straps, those two are pretty equal. As soon as you put the straps on, Oleg got really, really strong, and Dadikin, like, he went down weight classes or something. I mean, it was interesting to see. And Dadikin tried several different things once the straps were put on, but then they had a couple of rounds. They went back outside the straps again. and all of a sudden I think Oleg still wins that match. Don't get me wrong, but I mean they were like battling back and forth. It was stopped. It was really exciting. So, that was the interesting takeaway for me.
Probably your match goes to straps, right? Do you think?
It's probably up to Oleg. I think he's gonna determine, how the match goes and where we pull. To be honest, I think he's faster than I am, so I think we'll be basically pulling where he decides.
Okay, Oleg, my question is, if you beat Todd Hutchings, do you go down to 95 and take that title as well?
Олеже, запитання до тебе. Якщо ти виграєш у Тода Хатчингса, спустишся чи ти в категорію нижче, щоб забрати ще раз в нього титул?
Навіть не знаю, можливо. Якщо цей поєдинок буде цікавий, то я думаю, що так.
I don't know, maybe if this match going to be interesting, yeah, why not?
Я пропонував ще раніше 95, але домовились 105, тому мені головне це з Тодом Хатчинсом поборотися. Я давно хочу з ним поборотися. Це, напевно, основна ціль була поборотися. А в якій категорії? Напевно, що 105 мені буде легше.
I proposed already to have a match with him in 95th category, but I received a proposition in 105, so I agree. For me, the most important goal was to have a match with Todd. I wanted it really, and despite any weight category, but as in my opinion, yeah, in 105, I have more chance. It will be better for me.
What is your weight now?
Яка в тебе зараз вага?
104, 105.
104, 105.
Думаю, що на поєдинку 100-103 важити. В межах.
He will come in 103 kilos. Todd, did you gain something?
I'm 100, 101, somewhere in there.
Okay.
But back to his point, hey, who sets the matches? You asked Oleg if he's coming down to 95. Who gets to determine who pulls who?
Well, he can request it. No, he can request. He can say like, I feel like I'm number one contender.
But who decides? Who's the decider?
The guy right there, sitting right there.
But isn't he also the guy who sets the schedule and picks the venues?
What I said, the schedule you said for the venues?
Yeah, don't you also pick the schedules? The months and then the countries and the venues.
That's also what he does. Yeah.
That's also.
And didn't the last guy who made all the decisions go crazy? I mean, I'm a little worried about the stability of the league.
Well,
hey, we're taking good care of Robert. We're taking good care of Robert.
So here's the thing is, I actually believe a little differently. Even though I'm like the final decision maker, I like to have more input, and so I actually do like to have other people who are I really trust involved. And so, for example, on matchmaking, it's not just me. I have Snezhana Babayeva, who is my co-matchmaker, but we also look around and talk to a lot of other people. So I think I'm a huge believer in 2 heads are better than 1, and 3 heads are better than 2. Actually, the more people we get involved that really know what they're doing, the better. And so even on venues in Europe, it's actually Yvonne Chironi who owns the Swiss Open, the biggest international arm wrestling tournament, in the world. So that's, he's very good. He's also the president of the Swiss WAF Federation. So he's, he lives and breathes arm wrestling as well, but he also has other contacts, being with the president of WAF for Switzerland, the contacts with all the other presidents around Europe. And so he's very instrumental in helping us get the venues, and he and I talk every day. So my style is a little bit different. It's using a lot of people and the right people in each role. So even though I might be the decision maker, I'm not the only one involved.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
Then the good question is, Robert, if Oleg Petrenko wins and he says, I want to come down and take the belt away from the old guy, do you allow him?
Oh, yeah. For sure we allow it.
Коуч Рей запропонував Роберту, ну, точніше, запитав Роберта, якщо ти виграєш Тода і поставиш питання щодо твого виступу в 95-й категорії, щоб забрати ще титул в Тода, чи дозволить він тобі, чи ні, він сказав так, я тільки за.
Ну так, можливо. Можливо, я 115 захочу.
Щось з інтернету. Yeah.
Yeah, he said maybe it even 115. Well, I'm really excited to see this match. I think everyone is. It's very hard to predict. Robert, what is the exciting thing about this one? It's two champions, first of all. They're the best in their classes, right?
Yeah. For me, it's like, these guys, I just love both of them like so much. And I've known Todd for forever. In fact, Todd and I trained together in Utah for years before he decided to leave. I wish he was still here, actually. But anyway, and then Oleg is just an amazing person as well as an arm wrestler, just like Todd. I actually have a hard time. I mean, I don't even know who's going to win. And it would be, I had a hard time cheering for either one just because I really love both of these guys. And they're phenomenal arm wrestlers. I can't wait to see what the outcome is. I'd like to find out. I mean, Todd, how do you feel about this match? Do you feel confident in this? I mean, are you going to win?
I have a very practical path to win, but it's narrow. But so yeah, I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, that's good. So Oleg, how confident do you feel that you're going to beat Todzilla? When you lost to John Brzezinski and Todzilla beat John Brzezinski, and the same can be said about Dadikin too, right? So I'd like to hear his response.
Олеже, наскільки ти впевнений в твоїй перемозі над Тодом, незважаючи на те, що коли ти програв Джону, після того Джон програв Тоду, тому так, постається запитання. Наскільки ти впевнений?
Ну, я впевнений на всі 100, тому що форма в мене дуже хороша. Джону я програв, тому що це Джон, а друге, тому що я 2 роки не виступав, і в мене була така спонтанна підготовка. Ну, я думаю, що я не був дуже готовий до цього поєдинку. І плюс Джон технічно мене розібрав в цьому поєдинку. А на рахунок Тода, я дійсно впевнений, що я переможу. На всі 100. Тому я навіть не знаю, чи буде сенс боротися з 95, тому що хіба якщо це буде важкий поєдинок, то можливо. Якщо буде це досить легкий поєдинок, то я не бачу сенсу в 95 забирати цей титул.
Regarding the Todd Hutchings, I'm sure 100% that I'm gonna beat him. And actually, if it's going to be easy, I don't see the sense to go down to 95 kg and to have the same match against with Todd, unless it's going to be a tough match. What about the John match? Actually, it was more than 2 years ago, and I haven't trained for 2 years. It was spontaneously preparation, and plus John is John. He found a case. He found a case for me, and I wouldn't be able to do anything because of lack of preparation and practice before this match.
Oleg has been on a great roll recently. Like it's,
yes.
I think for Todd, like from looking at his losses, is there anything you can learn from those, or stylistically they're just too different from you? Because I think it's Devin and John, right? And both kind of got his hand. They out-top rolled him.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I watched the John match. I only watched it once. No leg that looked different in there. That looked like a different puller. I knew something was up there. I didn't know if he had a flu or something. But he looked, I mean, John's John, like he says, but Petrenko looked different. And Devin's just, you know, you almost got arm wrestling. Devin's almost it's a completely separate sport. You gotta take his matches out from what the rest of us do. But see, Oleg hasn't lost a whole lot, and I've lost lots of matches. So I'm probably better prepared for a tough match than he is because I've pulled lots of people that are better than me, and he's pulled like one. You know?
Yeah. Well, Todd, you pulled Devin really well back in the Wall days. Your
That
match
was
was
old Devin. It wasn't this social media hurricane that we're currently dealing with.
that's true. It was version 1 that
Yeah,
now we're
he was
2.0.
polite and respectful, and yeah,
Really?
it didn't look like he was 80 years old either. You know?
Yeah, and he wasn't. That was before he was homeless, too.
Yeah, exactly.
As you see, we struggle with paying the athletes on EVW. Just so you guys.
Yeah, we got to do
But-
better.
Yeah, we got to do better. We got to do better. Oleg, I want to know. Like, I see you lifting crazy weights. Is this your best shape ever, or just by how much you lift? What do you feel on table? Because I see some incredible numbers there.
Олеже, дивлячись на ту вагу, яку ти підіймаєш в своїх вправах, ті нереальні показники, як ти вважаєш, це твоя найкраща форма в житті на даний момент?
Дивися, в деяких певних вправах так, яких я вибрав при підготовці до саме Тода Хатчинса. Не можу сказати в загальному, тому що деякі вправи я зараз не виконую, тому що я вважаю, що мені не потрібно їх для Тода Хатчинса. А от особливо в боковому нажимі, якому я додав, напевно, це найкраща форма в боковому нажимі. І з зап'ястями кість теж стала сильніша.
Overall,
Цих два.
так, я понял. Overall, I cannot say, but in some specific exercise which I have been chosen to prepare for Todd Hutchings, yes. Especially in two of them, inside pressure and in wrist. Yeah, I can say that right now I live to the toughest weight, the highest weight on these two exercises.
Todd, you're still slowly adding, right? Nothing changed every time. Just a little
Yeah,
bit slow.
no, yeah, couple
So,
percent a
Todd-
month.
So you're still getting stronger, is what it looks like. Is that a fact?
Yep, I assume we're all getting stronger. It's just, are we getting stronger fast enough? So, I mean, everybody's stronger than they were a year ago.
Well, but at a certain age, conventional wisdom says at a certain age, you actually don't get stronger. But you have actually defined
That's
that.
loser talk.
Yeah.
That's the way people used to think.
That's
See,
right.
you got to go to my YouTube channel and I explain all this.
Okay, I'm going to go there.
Wait,
No, I
listen.
actually already believe it because
When
Todd,
Todd is gonna hit the wall, he's gonna tell us. He'll be like 67. That's it.
yeah, or
So
maybe
that-
80.
I got 3 conditions and I retire, and the age limit is 70. So,
70.
70. Hey, Todd, I don't know if you know this, but Michael Todd and I met a guy in 2016 at the U.S. Trials for. I mean, it was the nationals that get you to WAF. Anyway, we were there in Atlantic City and met a guy that was 72 years old, strongest grip, strongest hand I've ever felt, and then I introduced him to Michael, and I said, Michael, shake this guy's hand. Michael was blown away. This guy is a strong man, and he's still going at it and doing all kinds of crazy feats and bending bolts and straightening horseshoes. At 72 years old, he's getting stronger every year. And so I asked him how he did it, and he just never ever stopped. He keeps training every single day, and he's a mechanic, and he keeps doing his mechanic job every single day. He could have retired, he said, at 65. He chose not to. And so this guy proved to me, like, hey, it's not just 60, because a lot of people believe, because studies have been done that showed that tendons get stronger until at least age 60. This guy proved to me that it's like it goes beyond that. And he even said he's stronger now at 72, this was in 2016, than he was when he was in his 30s, 40s, 50s, or 60s. So I think maybe you're going to show us a little bit, a little bit the same, that, 60s is not even the end. It's 70s may not even be. I mean, I don't know. I should have stayed in contact with this guy I had his email address and I lost it, but he was just amazing dude. And he's from Ukraine, actually, originally. He's lived, but he lived in America his whole life. So it might be something with the genetics too. I don't know.
Yep, they make them strong over there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Should I shortly translate to Oleg about it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not all of it, but
Ну, звичайно. So, Олеже, трошки підсумуючи те, що вони розмовляли, вони кажуть, що про те, що вік – це не показник. Що, наприклад, що Тодд ще каже, що я ще становлюсь сильнішим. І хто каже, що з віком там ми старішаємо, ми вже вправи не можемо так робити, вже вага йде нижче, це кажуть тільки слабаки. І вони Роберт привів приклад, що колись вони спілкувалися 10 років тому з якимось пауерліфтером, стронгменом, йому на той момент було щось десь за 60 років, і він каже, що я ніколи не був такий сильніший, як зараз. Ми запитали йому, в чому секрет? В тому, що я ніколи не працював тренуватися. Постійно тренувався. І зараз, на той момент, я сильніший, ніж був в свої там 30 чи 40. Тому Роберт ще каже, що може Тодд ще нам щось покаже, бо там 60 і навіть 70 – це не приговор, не вирок.
How old is Oleg now?
Не почув останнє.
Ну, він каже, що типу вік, ну, що всі кажуть, там 60, там комусь щось треба вже закінчувати, або 70, що це не вирок, вік – це не вирок.
Ні, ну, без сумніву, глянути на Тодда Хатчинса, там, Девона Ларата, ну, вони зараз, напевно, пік. Тому я розумію, що типу, вони в хорошій формі, але це нічого не міняє в нашому поєдинку. Ну, для Тодда.
Yeah, actually, he's agreed that age has no limitation in terms of dedication. Oleg is agreed, but for Todd versus Oleg, it will not change anything. No matter how, like, Todd...
Oleg, what's your age now? How old is he now?
Скільки тобі зараз?
29.
29.
So, imagine you're gonna hit your peak in 31 years. You have to wait more than you've been alive to hit your peak.
Should I translate, yeah?
Yeah.
Якщо брати увагу, що Тодд зараз на своєму піку, тобі 29, ти прикинь, ти ще повинен чекати ще 31 рік, щоб вийти на пік.
Я і сам боюся, що буде далі.
Oleg is scared by himself what's going to be next if he will.
So Todd, you're more than old enough to be Oleg's dad. I think.
Oh yeah, I've been arm
cool.
wrestling people whose fathers are younger than me for years now.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah. So Todd, so if you win the first match, the first round with Oleg, will you dad move him? Second round?
We'll see. He's a pretty nice guy. You know what? I want to be friends with him for a long time, so I'm probably not going to do anything to upset that.
Okay, but are you going to do the head rub though if you win?
Well, yeah, everybody loves that. I mean, his mom would be upset if I didn't do that.
Okay.
That's the only reason he pulls.
Yeah, and the Toddzilla windmill, the victory.
Oh
windmill.
yeah. The moms and the grandmas love that.
Yeah. So a question for Oleg, what is he going to do if he wins?
Олеже, питання in first round or overall in match?
No, overall.
So tell him what Todd's going to do if he wins, and what's Oleg going to do if he wins?
Олеже, таке два питання. Що ти будеш робити? Ну, бо Тодд сказав, якщо він виграє перший раунд, так, він захоче зробити тобі по голові, так, погладити. По-дружньому. А що ти зробиш, якщо ти виграєш? Перший раунд та в цілому матч.
Ну, в цілому матч виграю, теж його по голові погладжу.
Actually, if you're gonna win the match, he's gonna wrap his head as well. Scalp as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Anything else?
По-дружньому.
Todd's going to do the victory.
I
the
think
victory
I
window.
think Todd needs some, like, you need to trademark the move, and then you need to get royalties every time someone does it. You know?
Hey, I need to get royalties.
I've done a lot of things and people just copy it. So then I stopped doing it for a while until other people quit, and then I come back. So
You bring back the trends. It's all about trends,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, hey, Todd, just so you know, people talk about your Todd roll. And if you remember in Utah, I'm the one that came up with that name because you would top roll people in a different way. And I said, you're because if you never used to top roll ever. And then I said, hey, you're Todd rolling. So I need to get a little bit of credit for that. So anyway.
you can have all of it, boss.
Yeah. I like that you have your own move, which is very, because no one really does it, anyone else. Like there might be some people that sometimes can pull it off, but they can't pull it off as their main technique, which is a kind of incredible thing. And it's nightmare for top rollers. So stylistically, for Oleg, I'm going to put him back. I don't know where he left. If Oleg tries to top roll you, it should be a good day for you.
It's going to be a rough day no matter what he does, I think. So, I mean, I've seen all the same footage everybody else does, and I know why he's the favorite. So, I mean, I'm not going into this delusional. I'm going in this planning to upset.
Mm-hmm.
So, Todd, you're actually not really much of an underdog at all. It's pretty
Yeah, you're
close
more
to
a favorite by the public eye.
I'm popular. I'm not the favorite. I'm just popular. And I understand the difference.
Yeah, because I have a poll running even here, and you're now leading by 3%, by 6%, 53 to 40%.
I got a really good publicist, so
But in most of the polls, even before this, it was pretty close to 50-50, isn't it? Isn't it, Ray? About 50-50?
Yes. Yeah, people, you know, like they see potential, and I also see it. I'm very interested how it's gonna happen. What's gonna happen when you both guys, when they say go, you know?
I don't know how anybody could watch the Dadikin matches and then come up with a 50-50 on this, you know.
Well, they watched the John Brzenk matches with you and with you pulling at AWE, I think, with John, and that was surprising for the world. I think. I mean, maybe not for you. Did you think you were going to win that match?
I thought I had something that would work. Now, I didn't know until, you know, about round 2 that it was actually going to work.
Mm-hmm.
But for about 3 or 4 months, I go, and I was telling Susie, I go, you know what? I don't think John can if I do this, I don't think John's got an answer, you know. Mm-hmm. And it was all so I just put all my chips into that one little pony. I said, this will either work or I'm going to go down. I'm going to be 0-4, you know. So,
and it did work.
Yeah. It did work. And, you know, afterwards, John goes, damn, he goes, there's just nothing I could do when you do that. I said, I know.
John, I think John took the loss from you better than anybody because, you know, you're training partners and friends for so many years.
People hate losing to me. You know, people can lose to lesser pullers and it doesn't bother them. But if they lose to me, it actually hurts them somehow. I mean, they're somehow less of a person. It breaks them. You can see it on their face after that they're a completely different person.
Yeah, but it didn't hurt. It didn't affect John that same way. John was very. He was almost proud. It was almost like he was, I think, more proud of you for actually, you know, making that big leap and surpassing him.
John should be everybody's benchmark. He's the most professional arm wrestler I've ever met, and I've met greats going all the way back to Cleve Dean and stuff. So of all the people I've met, John's the one that sees it the clearest and has the most fun for the most time. So
do you think
everybody should benchmark John's approach to this game?
Do you think you can talk John into a little return Maybe one more pull.
I don't think he quit. You know, I think John's quit 4
Yeah,
times since I've known him. You know? So,
I think more. I
Well,
think
you know,
more.
until I'm putting flowers on his grave, I think he's got to come back. So.
Mm.
Yeah, the only problem this time, he would come back, and maybe he still will, but it's the injuries that have kept him away, like the back injury. You know, he had the surgery, and I think he's doing okay now, so that may not be a problem. But his shoulder injuries have been plaguing him for years, and he's just kind of given up on that. But I tried to get him into stem cells years ago, before it was too late. We had an appointment set to go to Tijuana, Mexico together. And then he canceled at the last minute and said, "Nah, I decided it's not going to work." I'm like, "John, why don't you try it? I mean, because you don't know, it's not going to work until you go." And I don't know what happened, but he just decided, "Nah, it's not going to work."
You
It's
should
like,
have said there's going to be some snow bikes there or something like that.
that's right, that's right.
Snowmobiles.
But
Yeah.
I really think if he would have gone to Mexico with me to get stem cells, that was 10 years ago.
Mhm.
I think he would be totally fine right now. He'd be still climbing like you, Todd.
Yeah. I still don't think he's out. I think he's like the cicadas. They just go underground for a while, then they come out and they make a bunch of noise, and then they disappear again. So.
Well, I hope you're right. Yeah, he was so much done with arm wrestling that he wasn't even going to come and be a special guest or a commentator for Vienna. And he's like, "No, I'm done with arm wrestling. That's it. I've done." And then he totally changed his mind, and now he wants to come to Cologne, Germany, also for the next one. So
Really?
See,
Yeah.
he's putting his toes in the water. That's how.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how you get him.
Yeah. One more time, and then one more time more.
Yeah.
I have a question for Oleg Petrenko because I think there's an interesting match. I think it's an interesting match for both of you guys, and it's Nugo versus Bogdan Stoica. If Bogdan beats Nugo, he might be in a position where he could challenge both of you guys in either one of the weight classes. Like, what are your thoughts? Like, Oleg, what do you think about Nugo versus Bogdan Stoica and his impression versus from Bogdan when he pulled Paul in?
Олеже, до тебе питання щодо матчу Нуго проти Богдана Стойки. А якщо Богдан виграє, то в принципі він буде в легітимній позиції, щоб запропонувати матч або проти Тода, ну або запросити матч проти тебе, да, в 95 або в 105 категорії. Що ти думаєш щодо Богдана взагалі і його матчу теж, що він показав проти Половина?
Ну, проти Половина це було для мене неочікувано. Я думав, що Половин виграє. На рахунок Нуго, ну так, якщо він виграє в Нуго, то він буде претендентом там 105-й чи в 95-й категорії. Ну, але їм треба спочатку виграти в Нуго. Я не думаю. Просто я бачив, як він бореться, то я думаю, що Нуго виграє.
Actually, the income of the match with Pauline, it was unpredictable. He didn't predict this. Oleg didn't predict, like he thought that Paul gonna win. Yeah, if Bogdan gonna win Nugo, he will be a legal contender for either match with me or Todd. But honestly saying, he don't think that he saw his fight, he saw his way of arm wrestling. He don't think he gonna win Nugo.
Ну, але там ще є Петро Маргаринт, Йоші Канай.
There are also, you know, Petro Margarin, Yoshi Kanai, so
Між ними вирішити треба, хто там слідуючий.
It's a great class.
they need to choose between themselves who's going to be next.
Todd, your impressions on Bogdan in this match?
Yeah, I don't know him that well. I watched the match with Paul Lynn, but other than that, I don't know too much about him. So it would be hard for me to comment. And if he beats Nugo, he'd have to beat Nugo very convincingly for him to earn a match, for him to impress me that he's on Oleg's level. I'll say that. as far as me, well, the guy, I don't know how it is on your screen, but this guy right there picks all the matches. So if he says so, then I'll do it.
Yeah. I just thought, I think he kind of ties in. If he does well, and which we don't know, it's a really good match. Like it's also very hard to predict, and also Nogo is making a crazy cut. He was yesterday we talked with him. He's 12 kilos over. 12 kilos over.
Oh, that's right, because Paul Lynn's in the little class. Yeah.
And they're meeting at catch weight at 100 kilos.
Okay, I always forget that because Paul always looks so big. I keep forgetting he's in the little class. I think you need to run all those boys through the Yoshi meat grinder first. That'll sort them out, and then we can start figuring out who advances. You know,
Yeah.
Because Yoshi's gonna have a way of separating them. You know.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we are bringing Yoshi back for sure. That guy's awesome. He's had a little bit of a neck injury or not from arm wrestling, so he's had to take a little bit of time before he gets to his next one. But he's coming.
The
He's still in really
105
good.
class is probably your most stacked class. You know,
Yeah,
if I think
it's pretty
about
stacked.
how deep the talent goes, the other classes drop off after you get to the champ and maybe the number 1 and number 2 contender. It drops off pretty quick, but man, that 105 class is deep. And then it gets worse when Devin drops down, because you know now you got 2 major levels in it. So the 105 class is a tough class at Eastford or EVW or whatever we're calling it now.
Yeah, either one works.
Either one.
It's actually just so you know, it's EVW Sports is the umbrella company for East versus West Arm Wrestling, so it's still there, and King of the Table. So it's basically it's all of them are correct. You can't
Did
go
you make
wrong.
notes? Did you make notes, Todd? Don't
Well,
forget.
I should have made
I'm
notes
gonna-
before I made my buy your tickets thing, because then I'm going, I don't even know what the name of the event I'm promoting is. You know?
It's still East versus West 22. We just shorten it, like, you know.
Okay, well, don't be shortening my name. I want the full Grandpa
Tease me.
Toddzilla Hutchings.
Oh, for you, it's Toddzilla Hutchings, the whole thing.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. The master of the Todd roll. Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think we have crazy matches coming up, and the card is stacked. And of course, you have the co-main event, which is a really big match. But also, there's going to be a rematch: Camille versus Todd, the other Todd, Michael Todd. Which is, I think there's a lot of things on the line in this one, and Michael wants it because if he wins, straight to Levon. If Levon takes the match, we'll probably see the match in June, something in the summer, let's say like this. So, Todd, you were there, right? You were there for the first time they pulled.
Yep.
Yeah, you were. So, do you think something different can happen this time?
Camille pulled Michael Todd completely wrong. After Hermes pulled Michael Todd, I don't want to see anybody trying something new until they shamelessly copy everything Hermes did. So, if I see Camille come out in round 1 and start copying some Hermes moves, then I think he's learned something. But if he just goes back and says, I shouldn't have lost that time, and does what he did before, then I think it gets worse. Now, Michael Todd also saw the Hermes versus Michael Todd match. So
He did.
I am more interested in seeing what Michael Todd does when somebody starts Hermes-ing him. You know? So that is one of my more interesting matches, is to see the Camille and Michael Todd rematch. Not so much, for the race to the belt, but just to see if it's capable of learning these arm wrestlers anything, because, well, you're Couch Ray. You know how hard it is to teach arm wrestlers anything. So I'm interested to see if the pros can actually learn anything.
Teaching old dogs new tricks is very, very tricky, right? We're all stuck in our ways. Yeah.
So who do you have on that, Todd?
I think Michael Todd.
You think Michael? You think it'll be
close?
close?
Because I don't think Camille's going to go from spending his whole life jumping into the center of the table to all of a sudden becoming a back pressure climbing top roller. You know what I mean? Because he would have to get rid of all his favorite lifts. And when he's training, he was hitting my social media like 4 or 5 times a day lifting stuff. I had to like pause him for 30 days because he was like wiping out everything else. So, but like I said, if he comes out and does the Gasparini Rivaderci stuff, I'll be impressed. But I don't want to see anybody pull Michael Todd that hasn't just shamelessly copied Hermes. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the blueprint. Actually, you know, Hermes told me that John called him after that match in last February, where Hermes beat Michael Todd, you know, fairly well using that technique, the anti top roll technique, and he said that was the biggest compliment he's ever received in his life when John called him and said, "You did that absolutely textbook perfect. You couldn't have done it any better. That's exactly." And which is your point. Yeah, people, you know, they may learn from that or they may not learn from that.
Oleg, what are your thoughts about this matchup?
Олеже, що ти думаєш щодо матчу рематчу Каміля проти Тода? Бо багато стоїть на кону, можливий потім поєдинок проти Левана. Що ти думаєш? Як піде матч? Хто виграє, на твою думку?
Ну, я думаю, що матч буде важкий для двох, але все-таки переможе Майкл Тодд. Ну, я не думаю, що Каміл додавить флоп-пресом своїм. А більше в нього нічого і немає в арсеналі, я так розумію. Тому думаю, що не нелегка, але перемога буде Майкла Тодда.
It's going to be a tough match for both, but I think Monster Michael Todd gonna win because Camille hasn't have enough powerful press to beat Todd in that way, and rather than what I can see he's doing on his Instagram, I don't think he will be able to do or to show something else. So I think it's going to be tough, but Monster Todd will gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless Camille's on YouTube arm wrestling that hockey stick that Hermes made, Camille ain't got a chance.
So what do you think about the headliner with Vitaly versus Devin left-handed?
Why is that left-handed? Wasn't Vitaly supposed to pull Levon right-handed?
He was supposed to, yeah. But then when Levon got injured, Vitaly was already preparing to pull. He needed an opponent, and he needed a left arm opponent. And Dadikin was, not ready to go again. He was taking a break. And then Devin stepped up. I asked Devin, "Hey, would you be up for pulling Vitaly for the left-hand world title?" And he goes, "Absolutely." Just jumped right in, kind of like you, Todd. Like just whatever he's offered, he's jumping on it. And so that's how it happened. Now, that moves him up. Like if he wins, now he's number one, right? But then Dadikin's going to challenge that because Dadikin thinks that he can beat anybody in the open left. And then, of course, Alajon's going to challenge that because he believes the same thing. So anyway, it's going to open up quite a bit. And then Levon said if Devin wins, he's going to get back into left arm and he'll pull for the title. So he'll have to pull somebody else probably before the title. But that opens up the left arm big time, all from just one little change of events. Levon getting injured, and we had to switch things around. That's how it happened.
Yeah, I think Vitaly's got a breakthrough. And to be honest, I think we all thought Vitaly was going to break out long before now. He's definitely getting better, but I think unless you're Levon or some, enigma like that, you have to pull Devin 3 or 4 times before you figure out how to beat Devin. So I think the odds are heavily in Devin's favor on this match. Especially left-handed, which seems to be Devin's more coordinated hand.
You actually favored Devin on this match.
I favor Devin. I wouldn't be surprised if Devin wins every round.
Wow. You're in the minority as far as the polls go, but
I'm in the minority everywhere, man. People still think the bubble matters. You know?
Yeah.
Hell, there's still people doing barbell curls. You know, I mean, I've had so little impact on this sport.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, I can see where you're coming from, and you can easily make the case that you're making, and it's all logical. Oleg, what do you think?
Олеже, а що ти думаєш щодо мейн-івенту? Щодо головного поєдинку? Девон, Віталій, поєдинку фаворит, які шанси?
Ой, тут, мені здається, дуже тяжко визначити фаворита. Ну, я маленьку перевагу віддам Віталію. Я думаю, що ліва рука буде за ним. Ну, це так. Я так думаю, що маленьку перевагу за рахунок його старту, швидкості. Ну, якщо Девон зупинить Віталіка, то будуть проблеми.
Actually, he thinks that on left hand slightly privilege Laletin has because of his start. But if Devon gonna stop, will be able to stop Vitaly, then it's going to be problem. But as he said before, on left hand for him is slightly favorite is Vitaly. On right hand, it's a bit opposite.
Isn't this crazy? Devon comes out from not training his left arm, and most of us still think he's the favorite just because it's Devon. Just because it's like how hard it is to beat him. You have to be like Levon to beat him. Even with his left hand, where we see like he goes to a tournament and Logan beats him. We're like, oh, still beats Vitaly. Still beats Vitaly. We watch a practice pool with him and Schoolboy. Schoolboy beats him. We're like, still beats Vitaly. You know? It's crazy. I also think the same. I'm here with everyone. I'm like, he stops it, he probably wins it. Why?
Yeah.
Why is like that? Why?
Yeah, I mean, I really think that Vitaly is the exact right style to beat Devon, though, because of his incredible side pressure, and he's got a press now, that he didn't have before.
Yeah,
He's got the tools that he needs, and Devon still is Devon, though. I mean, he will figure things out if he can stop the match.
Mm-hmm.
Vitaly's speed is very impressive, especially for a big guy to have that kind of speed. And then Devon doesn't have very much speed, so yeah, it'll be interesting, I think. But what do you guys think? What do you think first, Todd, on the Kalina match with Jordan Sanov?
I don't know the other guy, so.
Okay, so Jordan, yeah. So you wouldn't know him very much because he's been out of the league.
Because you didn't beat him, right? You didn't pull Jordan Sanov.
I didn't understand the way you pronounced his name, which was probably correctly. Zonev wins that.
Zonev wins that.
Sanov wins, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Kalichenko. Yep.
Because you beat Sanov pretty easily, and that
base anything on that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in early in his career. Like he's taken some time off, with the WAF suspension, and he's back now. So he's looking pretty good. So same question for Oleg on that match.
Олеже, перейдемо давай до наступного ще одного поєдинку Калініченко проти Йордана Цонєва. Теж таке питання. Як ти думаєш, хто виграє? Які шанси?
Тяжке запитання дуже. Ну, те, що зробив Сонів з Прудніком, було для мене неочікувано. Я би тут, можливо, віддав Сонєву навіть перевагу, хоча вболіваю за Калініченка. Бажаю перемоги йому, але Ну, прям ж дуже Цонів хороший зараз, я так розумію.
Actually, it's a quite hard question because regarding the way how Tsonev beat Prudnik, I think despite I'm really rooting for my friend Kalina, but I still like slightly give the privilege to Tsonev. He's going to win because he's in incredible shape right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
What
it's
what are
gonna
the
be
polls saying, Ray?
absolute war. Let me check. I don't know if I run that one yet. We're releasing one every day.
Well, while you're checking, Todd, what do you think about Matt Mask and Arabuli? I think you probably know Arabuli from past events. Now he's actually stepped up.
More. I picked him to lose a couple of matches, surprised me. So I'm on Matt Mask's team from now on. You know, until he he's up and down, he's erratic, but every time I don't think he's the favorite, he does a superstar performance. I mean, based on nothing other than that, I'm on Team Mask.
Okay. How about Oleg?
Олеже, як ти думаєш щодо Мет Меск проти Давіда Рабаулі?
Думаю, що Маск. Думаю, Маск досить впевнено виграє.
Mesk confidently. I'm sure.
Really? Okay. Now, did you notice? I don't know if you guys knew, but Arabuli has really stepped up. So he went through the Swiss Open very, very easily. We're talking, the amazing event with 25 world champions there, so stacked, and he really showed some huge improvements, and other things as well. I mean, other events as well. But yeah, I think we're going to see a different Arabuli than we've seen in the past, which will make this match very interesting, I think. But any other matches you guys, Todd? Any other matches that you are interested in or you're excited to see?
Todd didn't know the name of the event.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So.
And I think also he froze up a little bit there. I see.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or he's pretending, and also it's like I think his lunch break is over.
Yeah.
Yeah. The polls we run was 50% yesterday. We run the poll 50. Even today. Yeah, even today it's 54 for Todzilla and 46% for Oleg Petrenko. So all these matches are like razor thin, which is awesome, right? That's what
it is
want.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unusual.
Very unusual. Yeah.
Yes.
Олеже, а питання до тебе. Ще які, ти зацікавлений подивитися ще якісь поєдинки, окрім вище згаданих?
Ну, для мене найцікавіші поєдинки це мій, звичайно, от Сонів, Кальніченко. Цікавий поєдинок ще Цінадзе, якщо я не помиляюся. Цей хлопець мені цікавий. Красовський Стелятник цікавий. Не знаю, хто там виграє, тому що двоє сильні, але не можу навіть сказати. Але цікавий. Я думаю, буде така жорстка боротьба. Думаю, вони зарубаються нормально.
Besides, actually, the most interesting for him match versus his own match versus Todd, he also interested in. He didn't remember the right pronunciation of the surname. Chinadze, the Georgian.
Chinadze versus Eli Saidov.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because he is watching this guy, and also Krasovsky versus Telatnik. On his opinion, it's going to be a tough match because both of the guys are ready. They're ready to show their best, so it's going to be tough.
Yeah. So who does he have for Telatnik and Vlad?
Повертаючись до матча Красовкіса проти Телятника, на твою думку, все ж таки, хто фаворит?
Не знаю. Не знаю. Напевно, що Красовський. Я думаю, що він подосвідченіше, потитулованіше. Напевно, що він. Хоча я вболіваю за свого земляка, але якщо так об'єктивно, по-спортивному, то думаю, Красовський через досвід.
actually, based on his expression, you might see that he's not sure. He's really not sure who is going to win. But if we take in consideration just as sports things, just based on the experience level, Krasovskis might have more privilege, more percentage to win. But despite this, he's still going to cheer and root for his homie, for Telatnik. But just because of amount of experience, might be Krasovskis might win.
Good. Sounds like another 50-50 we have there. Do we have a poll on this one, Ray? Is that?
No, haven't run those
Okay.
yet. Haven't run those
Okay.
yet.
Okay, we'll run
They're all
away.
going to be very close, I think.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be very close too.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's going to happen on this.
Plus, the
But-
winner
but
gets a
The
big
winner
match.
gets a big match. Yeah, gets
Big
the
match.
title
Yeah.
match.
Yeah, I think we lost Todd Hutchings. I think
Yeah.
we lost.
Can you message him and see if he can hop back on or?
I think he's he that was his break. He might be back.
Oh, okay. So maybe he has to go. That's okay. We got everything we needed.
Yeah. I think the match is awesome. I really can't wait. I think both of you guys, Todd and Oleg, are the best. Yeah. Toddzilla is texting that his phone overheated. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll text him that all good.
Okay.
Can't wait. I think me and Robert are so excited about this match. We really can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see Oleg Petrenko versus Toddzilla. It's one of the dream matchups that we wanted, and I just hope the best guy wins. Right? That's what we want to see. We want to see real battle.
Всі дуже сподіваються, з нетерпінням очікують цього матчу. Вони впевнені, що буде дуже крутий матч, дуже файна заруба. Ось, да. І Тодд вийшов, бо в нього телефон перегрівся.
Я думаю, то боявся.
I translate what he said. I translate what he said. What you said to Oleg, yeah, and also mentioned the thing why Todd left us temporary. And Oleg said, "Oh, I saw he just got scared."
Yes.
That's why he left.
Я думаю, що буде цікавий матч. Думаю, що буде дуже цікавий. Тому я кажу, що я готовий на всі 100%. Думаю, що я переможу, але цього матчу я давно хотів, тому що я вважаю його цікавим, тому що наші стилі боротьби похожі, і я думаю, це буде багато силової боротьби. Ну і перемога за мною, сподіваюся.
I'm sure that it's going to be interesting match. I waited for the match with him for a long time, and I'm sure I'm going to be ready, and it's going to be a nice and interesting match.
I agree, guys. I think it's going to be awesome. We know Todd Hutchings right now is doing some bicep curls, so he'll be back with a big and strong biceps. Thank you, Oleg Petrenko. Thank you, Vasil, Robert Baxter. Thank you for everything, and thank you guys for watching. I return tomorrow. If I'm correct, tomorrow is Ezra and Caro podcast. So look forward to it. We have almost every single day. Yeah, Caro and Ezra is tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you very, very soon.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
But see.